This might sound strange, but I need you to start lying to yourself. Might sound a little weird, but this is something that you can use to your advantage. Because here's the thing you might not have realized. Reality is negotiable. And if you don't use the power of perception to take control over it, it's going to take control over you. So I need you to start using this little trick to shape the world to what's going to benefit you the most. And I'm going to tell you why you need this and how to do it. One of the unfortunate realities of the world is that your mind is actually the only thing you can control. You can't control external factors, you can't control your health, you can't control the people around you. The only thing you can truly control is the way you think, how you perceive things, and your mind. So given that it is the only thing that you truly have power over, it's so important that you need to be able to control it and make sure it's working for you, not the other way around. Here's the thing, reality is very much negotiable. You can turn any negative into a positive or even a challenge. You will stop having a victim mindset when you start taking ownership over this. You'll start actually asking for a harder life, not an easy one, because an easy life creates a weak man. I'm going to give you a little role play. What if they take you and me and they blindfold us and they take us out to the woods and drop us out in the middle of nowhere? Say I'm the one that's able to control their mind, I control how I perceive things, and you're the one that acts the victim at the mercy of whatever happens to them. So we're in this situation now, and now we need to get out. We need to find a way out. We're on our own, we're not together, we're separated. You are scared, you're asking yourself, why am I here? Who did this to me? I can't believe someone would do this to me. I'm such a nice person, I don't deserve to do this, I'm just gonna sit here. Where do you think you're gonna end up? Versus if I go into that situation and I see it as a challenge, maybe I say, I'm gonna get out of here so quick that they can't even catch me. Or I turn it into a fun game where I'm trying to escape a map. Whatever it is, I'm changing the perception, the reality of what's happening around me. Who do you think is going to be better off in that scenario? You sitting there crying, asking why me? Or the other scenario where I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to do next? Who's going to come out on top in that situation? So if you can see this example and you understand the need for this, it might be an extreme scenario, but that's the best way to kind of analyze situations, is take it to the extremes and then you can bring it back to normal day-to-day life. Well, how about we chuck ourselves into a scenario of being fired at work, something very common, no longer an extreme scenario, right? Say you get fired, you go through that same victim mindset because you're just at the whims of whatever happens around you. You think, why me? What am I going to do next? I didn't deserve this. I was working so hard. I was staying up late. I was doing all these things. Versus me, I say, oh, well, on to the next one. Maybe I didn't like that team in the first place. I was ready to move on. Maybe I flip it on its head and I say, I'm going to start searching for that next job that's actually going to be a promotion next. I'm not going to go for the same level of career and role. I'm going to go for a promotion next. Or maybe being fired, really did hurt me to my core, and I was able to utilize that and really take feedback on the experience and say, you're right, I wasn't working hard enough. You're right, I was making mistakes here and there. And that's the criticism that I was able to take on board and really think about. So when I am applying and going for another job, I'm able to take that feedback and continue to succeed and push forward, versus you just sitting there saying, why me? I didn't deserve this. Either way, if I'm able to change my reality of whatever's happening to whatever scenario, whether that's a challenge or a fun game or taking criticism on board and using that to push me forward, as long as I am in control of my mind, how I see, what information I'm getting, I'm going to be better off no matter what. So I've given you an extreme scenario, I've given you an everyday scenario. There's no excuse not to understand the need for this. Who do you think is going to be more productive and competitive in life when they take control of their mind and how they see reality, bend reality to their will, to what's going to benefit them the most? Another example, I'm doing a half marathon this weekend and I haven't trained properly, and I've been a little bit bummed out because I was trying to shoot for a specific time and trying to beat that. And I realized because I haven't been training, there's no way I'm going to get close to that. But what did I do? I decided to use my mind and change the reality, how I see this. So instead, I decided to see it as a challenge. How about I do a half marathon without training for it at all? Imagine how much extra pain I'm going to be going through on that run, and my threshold for work and endurance is going to be so much more higher than if I did actually train and was shooting for that time. Going into that race being untrained and going to at least shoot for roughly the same time, I'm going to be putting in so much more effort And that's going to be the challenge. I'm looking forward to that now. So although reality was giving me a certain pathway, a certain event that was going to happen, albeit a little bit self-inflicted in this case with not training, but now I've decided to change how I view this to what's going to benefit me the most. I could pull out of this race and say, oh, I'll do the next one, get my refund back, and we'll call it a day. Or I can try to see what event that is coming and change how I see this, because reality is negotiable. You have to reframe your mind a little bit and understand that there, in most cases, is no good or bad. You get fired, you lose a friend, you don't train for your half marathon that's coming up. You can flip all these things on their head to what's going to benefit you the most. You can't change these events that happen, but you can most certainly change how you view them and what action you're going to take moving forward. The half marathon that I haven't trained for, instead of crying that I'm not going to get anywhere close to my desired time that I want and I wanted to pull out, I'm now turning that into a challenge of, let's do a half marathon without training. How cool would that be to tell people that I did a half marathon without barely even training for it? You lose a friend, were they the right person for you in the first place? Were they helping you in any way? Did that mean you had more time left over in your week to start meeting other people that helped you in other areas? Are all these things actually good or bad, or are they just different trajectories that you're going down? So you need to utilize your mind, start taking ownership of it, start using it to your advantage. I promise you, if you start to be super conscious of this, start to use it, it's going to help you massively moving forward. I'll see you in the next one.